Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "The Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised." Then he said to all, "If anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. What profit is there for one to gain the whole world, yet lose or forfeit himself?" The Gospel of the Lord.
This gospel passage this morning, it seems very harsh. However, it really represents what we must do to stop cell phones and to pick up the pieces of our lives. If anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself. Successful people do exactly that, just in the way of business. They make sacrifices. They work hard. They even experience self-denial. These are all things that we should be following, but for our faith. Then you look at athletes. I think it's fantastic when we see athletes make the sign of the cross after they get a touchdown or whatever. And they're also generally not ashamed to talk about their faith. Why? Who's going to argue with a 300-pound guard, offensive guard? Really? Take up your cross and follow me. Two things came to my mind when I was reading this morning. It's a quote probably from maybe an athlete. No pain, no gain. And we don't even flinch about that when we're talking about sports. But if we dare talk about that with being with Christ, we might get embarrassed, but we shouldn't. Another one of my favorite quotes like that is, I believe it came from the Marine Corps, but I've seen t-shirts of it on it at Planet Fitness. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Yes, but you see, in these cases, people are willing to work hard for the sake of a great goal. Jesus says, "Follow me." And we're going to have to make sacrifices. We're going to have to experience pain at times. And sometimes the most painful thing that we'll experience is the stuff we have to sacrifice. You mean I have to stop doing that? Or I can't have that? Jesus whispers in our ears, "Would you like to come to heaven? You got to leave that behind. That's not going to be helpful for your road on the Calvary." Successful people who have been very, very influenced also have mentors. A good athlete has a great coach. Jesus is our mentor. Jesus is the one we take example from. Jesus is the one we follow. Jesus is the one we listen to. What profit is there for one to gain the whole world and lose or forfeit himself? That's a loser. But we don't become successful and we don't become winners unless we're willing to play the game with everything it costs. And this is the subject of our Christianity. This is the subject of Lent. This is why we're doing penances and sacrifices. You could say we are training for the big game during Lent. And we do it annually because we often forget and have to come back and retrain. And so, what profit is there for one to gain the world and yet lose or forfeit himself?
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia.